Good morning, everybody. My name is Cody. I'm with the Willow Valley Communities Fitness team, and today we're going to take on core power class. A couple things before we get started. Make sure you have a nice open space to take our class today. You have some supportive shoes and comfortable clothing. If you have a water bottle you want to keep nearby, you can use that off and on throughout class. And if you're a first-time exerciser, just make sure to go at your own pace and take rest as needed today. As always, we're going to start with a little bit of a warm-up. So let's get a nice hip-width distance stance, and we're going to start just here with the gentle march. We'll pump the arms at the sides. We're driving the knees up. We're going to get the heart rate up a little bit to start today off. All right, bring your march stance out wide. We'll open the hips up with this march. Good, and begin to walk that stance back into about hip width distance apart. All right, I'm going to have you bring hands to your hips next. And from our march, let's transition to a heel tap. We'll tap the heel straight in front of you, alternating sides. And as we do this, let's add in a bicep curl with the arms. Very good. We'll return hands to the hips. And from our heel tap, let's take it to a toe tap now. You're still going to alternate. And with our toe tap, let's go ahead. We're going to reach the arms straight to the front. Very good. Next, let's bring those hands back to your hips. We're going to transition now from toe taps to side steps, moving left and right. Again, feel free to go at your own pace here. We're going to release the arms. Let's just gently swing them in front of you. Good. Now let's reach the arms right across the body. You're about at chest height here, and you're pushing side to side. Very good. Hands are going to return to the hips. We're going to transition from side steps to heel curls. So you're going to curl one heel up behind, alternating sides. Once again, with our heel curl, let's add in a bicep curl. Good. Bringing hands back to the hips. Let's return to that step touch, moving left and right. And now we're going to go one arm at a time. Let's push it across the body, again about chest height. Good. You can stay here if this works for you. If you'd like more of a reach, we're going to go down and across with the arm. Good. Once again, let's bring it back to chest height. And if you'd like, let's go up and across with the arm, reaching overhead. Good. We should start to feel a little bit more warm now. We're going to bring hands back to your hips. And let's begin to slow the pace of your feet down. We'll work a little mobility in next. Let's plant the feet about hip width distance apart. Keeping hands here, let's take it to some gentle hip circles. Just slight bend to each knee, rotating the hips around, slow and controlled. And let's bring that movement in the opposite direction. Good. Working your way back to center. We'll stand nice and tall. Arms are going to elevate to about chest height. And let's rotate through your torso, side to side. And make your way back to center. Relax your arms. We're going to shrug the shoulders up to your ears and then roll them down and back. Good. One more here, and then we're going to relax your shoulders. Let's keep the feet hip-width distance apart. We're going to bend through your knees as you sweep the floor with your arms. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more time. Let's bend through the knees, sweep the floor. Inhale up. Exhale down. Great job with the warm-up today. We're going to move on to a set of 3 strength moves. We'll do each twice. So we're going to start with our squats again today. So let's get the feet to hip-width distance. You can point the toes outward if you'd like. Knees are going to track the toes as we lower here. Arms can come out in front of you. And then we'll stand up nice and tall. Take your time with this movement. We'll spend 30 seconds here. Making sure we're sitting down and back. You have a little hinge of your hips. Looking great. We just got about 5 more seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Great job. We're going to move on to some reverse lunges next. So I'll turn to my side. We're going to keep the left foot out in front, and we'll lunge with the right foot back. So you can hold on to a sturdy object, whether it's a chair, a couch, or a counter, or you can keep hands on your hips if you'd like. So we're going to lunge that right foot back. We'll bend at both knees. We'll return to the top, and then we'll switch to the opposite side. So let's continue alternating. And if you'd like a challenge, you can twist towards that lead knee at the bottom of your lunge. If not, feel free to keep hands on hips. It's totally up to you. Spend about 20 more seconds here with any modification you'd like. Just take your time as you transition side to side. It will challenge your balance and your core with this move, and lower body strength. You got just 5 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1. Great job. Let's bring it back to the top. We're going to move on to a lateral lunge and reach next. So for this next one, feet will start a little bit wider than hip width distance. We're going to reach arms up to the sky. We're going to take a step to our left and reach to that left foot with your right hand. So it'll look like this. Lateral lunge, reach, back to the top, and then we'll switch sides. So we're going to continue alternating for 30 seconds. Take your time as you go side to side. And if you'd like, you can just keep hands down and lunge, alternating sides. Totally up to you. As you take that step, make sure the knee is in line with the toe. We have 3, 2, 1. Great job. Release the arms. We'll reset. Let's go back through those one more time. So we started with our squats. Feet are back to hip width distance apart. We'll spend 30 seconds again with each movement. Squats beginning in 3, 2, 1, and here we go. Just 10 seconds to go. Hang with me here. Do what you can. Take rest if you need it. 3, 2, 1. Bring it back to the top for me. Shake the legs out if you need to. I'm moving to my side again. We'll go back to our lunges. So once again, let's keep left foot out in front. Right foot will lunge back. Add that twist towards your lead knee if you'd like. Here we go. 30 seconds reverse lunges. You may begin. Over halfway home. We're looking great. Let's get one more on each side here. Last one. Great job. Bring it back to the top for me. Our last move before we get down on the mats or the floor will be our lateral lunge. So feet a little bit wider than hip width distance. Hands can stay with you on the hips, or we'll reach them up to the ceiling for more of a challenge. We're going to start by going to our left. So big lateral step and reach to the top, opposite side. Good. We'll spend 30 seconds. Take it at your own pace. Good, just over halfway home. We got 10 seconds to go. And 3, 2, 1. Last repetition here. Great job. All right, if you need a drink, now's a great time to grab that. We're gonna take our time, but we're gonna be transitioning down to the mat next. And once you get there, whether it's the mat or the floor, we're going to start in a tabletop position today. So we'll be on our knees and our hands. And we want to make sure we're lined up. So hands are right below the shoulders, knee is right below the hip. We're going to curl the toes under to start today, and we'll begin with the tabletop hold. So let's spread the fingers nice and wide on your mat, toes dig into the ground, and we're going to lift those knees, even if it's just an inch or two off the mat. Notice I still have a nice flat back, and we're just going to challenge the core by holding this position for about 20 seconds. Make sure you're focusing on your breathing, inhaling and exhaling. You got just under 10 seconds to go. You got it. And 3, 2, 1. Let's slowly lower the knees to the mat. We're going to get ready for a front plank next. So, that plank today can be done from your hands or on your elbows. And a great way to rest or modify is just to hold on your knees. So my core is still engaged. I just have my knees down rather than my feet. We're going to try to hold our plank today for 30 seconds. We're going to begin this plank in 3, 2, 1, and go. So we should have a nice straight body alignment from our head the whole way down to our feet. Our core is engaged. My low back's not sinking. I don't have my butt up in the air. Make sure those hands are right below your shoulders. You're doing great. Let's try to hold here for another 5 seconds. And 3, 2, 1, and take a rest. Let's bring it back to that tabletop position. Once again, on hands and knees. We're going to take it to a bird dog crunch next. So, opposing limbs are going to extend. If that right arm reaches to the front of the room, the left leg should kick straight behind you. If you want, try to bring your elbow to your knee in between each repetition. It'll give you a little more of a challenge. Or simply just extend opposing limbs, reset, and then let the opposite side extend. Take your time transitioning side to side. Add this crunch between each repetition if you'd like. Focus while you're crunching on pulling your belly button towards your spine. Get one more on this opposite side. Great job, and take a rest. We're going to reset to that tabletop position, and we're going to repeat each of those one more time. So hands are below your shoulders, knees are below your hips. Let's curl those toes under, and we're back to our tabletop hold. So press into those hands, fingers are nice and wide. Press into the toes and lift the knees up off the ground. Maintaining a nice flat back. We're going to hold here for about 20 seconds. Make sure you're breathing. Looking good. We just have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and slowly lower the knees to your mat. Take a quick rest, and once again, our next move will be a front plank. I'll do it on my elbows this time. So you can bring yourself down to your stomach, and again, you can be up on your hands or your elbows for the plank. We'll spend 30 seconds here, beginning in 3, 2, 1. We're back to a front plank. If you'd like a challenge for these 30 seconds, you can walk your feet out, out, in. You just have 5 seconds to go. And 3, 2, 1. And rest. Great job. Returning to that tabletop position one more time, back to our bird dog crunch. So hands fall right below the shoulders, knees are below your hips. Again, that's extend opposing limbs. We'll bring elbow to knee, extend once more, reset, bring it to the opposite side. Let's keep this going, 30 seconds. Take your time with each move. If you need a break, take it. We have 3, 2, 1, and rest. Great job. We are going to transition to our backs next. So take your time getting there. We're going to start with your legs straight. So we're going to slowly make our way down to our back. Legs are nice and straight. Let's bring the feet and the knees together. Arms rest at your sides. We're going to start with some straight-legged raises. So feet and knees together, you're going to lift the legs up to the ceiling and control on your way down. If you'd like to modify this, bend your knees and do the same thing. So pick what works for you with the legs straight or bent. 30 seconds of leg raises, you may begin. Hang tough. We got 5 seconds to go. And 3, 2, 1, and take a rest. Legs will stay straight and flat to your mat. Arms will stay at your sides. We're going to move to a flutter kick next. So let's keep the back flat to your mat. Legs are going to remain straight. Option 1, we just lift 1 foot off the mat at a time as you alternate sides. Option 2, it'll be a little more challenging for the core. Let's keep the feet elevated and do a short, choppy kick. We're going to do this for 20 seconds. Take your time. Take rest as needed. Beginning in 3, 2, 1, and we're into that flutter kick. Good. Keep those kicks short and choppy. Try to keep your legs straight. We're just about 6 inches off the mat. And we only have about 5 seconds left. You can do it. And 3, 2, 1, and rest. Great job. Let's bring the knees to a bent position and walk the feet in towards us here. We're going to get ready next for some crunches. So we can bring those arms across the chest and just crunch up far enough to get your shoulder blades off the mat and control back down. So there's option 1. Option 2, if you'd like more of a challenge, we bring the hands to the side of the ears. We elevate your feet and we bring that elbow across to the opposite knee while extending the other leg. So pick which of those options works for you. We'll spend about 20 more seconds here. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Great job. All right, keeping the knees bent, feet down on your mat. We're going to move into a glute bridge next. So you can keep your arms at your sides. And what we're going to do, we're going to press through the feet as you lift the hips up towards the ceiling. We should have a nice straight line from our shoulder up to our knee. And then we lower back down with control. We're up strong into that bridge position and down with control. If you'd like more of a challenge, elevate one foot to the ceiling and just do a single-legged glute bridge. We'll spend about 15 to 20 seconds on each side. I'll let you know when to switch if you're going to do one leg at a time. Good. If you're doing single leg, let's switch to the opposite side. And 3, 2, 1, and slowly lower to your mat and take a rest. Great job. All right, our next movement, we're going to try some toe touches. So I'll give you a couple options. Option 1, we can simply elevate the feet with your knees bent, reach the arms to the ceiling, and once again, you're just going to bring the shoulder blades off the mat as you lean up towards the ceiling. Option 2, we can straighten the legs out and reach for your toes with each repetition. So pick what works for you. We'll spend 30 seconds here, toe touches, or reaching for the ceiling with the legs bent. We'll begin here in 3, 2, 1, and go. Looking great. We have 3, 2, 1, and rest. Great job. Let's bend the knees once again and place the feet down on the mat. Knees are together, arms at your sides. We're going to gently sway the legs left and right as you alternate back and forth. If you'd like more of a challenge, elevate your feet and do the same thing. We want to keep both shoulder blades flat to your mat as we perform this lumbar rotation. Good. We're going to return to center with control and slowly lower the feet back to your mat. Let's straighten the right leg out flat to your mat. We're going to grab that left knee either on top of the knee or behind the knee and gently pull that knee in towards your chest. Just take some good deep breaths. Try to let your body relax in this position. And let's slowly release that left leg. We're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Good, and slowly release that leg. When you are ready, we are going to transition back to that tabletop position on hands and knees. All right, we'll work a little mobility in again. So let's get some cat-cow breathing. You're going to inhale as the belly button reaches towards the floor. We lift the head. And exhale as you arch the back, pull belly button to spine. Take your time. We're going to alternate these two positions, cat and cow, and inhaling and exhaling. Great job. Let's return to a neutral position. We're going to point our toes in towards each other, walk your knees out towards the edge of the mat, and we're going to sit back towards our heels and slowly let your forehead fall towards the mat for a child's pose stretch. Take some good deep breaths as you hold this position. If you'd like today, you can take the hands and slowly walk them to the right side and hold. Take a couple good deep breaths. Let's make our way back to the center, and then take your hands over to the left side of your body next. Should feel a really good stretch in your lat, down to the lower back. Let's walk the hands back to center, and then we're going to release that child's pose stretch. And let's make our way to a seated position next. All right, so you can either keep the legs straight out in front of you or cross them. That's totally up to you. We're going to take our right hand to our left thigh. Left hand goes out behind. We're going to inhale to sit up nice and tall. Exhale to rotate. Good. Let's return to center. We're going to switch sides. Left hand to your right thigh. Right hand goes behind you. We're going to inhale to sit up nice and tall. Exhale to rotate. Good. Returning to center. We're going to place the left hand down on the mat. We'll have a bend to that elbow. Your right arm, let's bring up to the ceiling. We're going to lean to your left. Good. Let's reset. Right arm down. Same thing. Left arm comes up and over. Good. Returning to center. If your legs are not straight, let's straighten them out in front of you. Sit up nice and tall. We're going to actively pull those toes back towards your body. We're going to reach up with the arms, and let's continue reaching up and out as we reach for the toes. You can bend the knees here if you'd like to a little bit. You can hold your ankles or your knees, whatever works for you. Just take some good deep breaths as we hold this hamstring stretch. Good. Let's slowly release that stretch. Next, arms at your sides. We're going to inhale as you reach them up to the ceiling. Exhale the arms down. One more time. Let's inhale, reach the arms up to the ceiling. Exhale down. We're going to leave the arms at about chest height. Let's pull those elbows back. Open up the chest and the shoulders, actively pulling the arms back. Exhale as you wrap yourself up. Give yourself a nice big squeeze. And you can release the arms. I want to thank everybody for joining me today in Core Power and the Willow Valley Communities Fitness team with Facebook Live classes. We will be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. with yoga. Thank you again for joining me. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you.